So this is interesting. I have questions. Right, because we are now getting, okay, I'm going to assume like reviews coming in now, or previews, I guess, but I'm going to say reviews because like there was talks about the embargo being lifted and then being able to talk about it. Now, it's sort of like, you can't, even though we all call them reviews, they're not really reviews of an MMO because unless you get to like the end of the life cycle of both the expansion or the main game and then future patches that come out, it's sort of, you know, you can kind of review a little bit, but not so much, right? And I'll review Ender Dragons, like I'll do what I normally do with my reviews. I'll jump in and I'll just give like, it's essentially like my first impressions and what I think of it and how much fun it feels and stuff like that. And then I can always come back and do like a follow-up review. But it looks like we've got one over here at Massively Powered. We've got one over here at NME. We've got one here too at MMORPG, right? And they're calling it a preview, but they're going into a lot of detail, right? Now, stuff as Guild Wars 2 fans, we know most of this stuff. Apparently what has been confirmed is that there's going to be 4 strike missions. So it looks like they're leaning heavily into the strike mission as content thing as well, which is fine. Like, again, sort of Guild Wars 2 has always done things their own way, right? And I think that's when they're strongest. You know, they do it with the professions, they're doing it with world design, they do it with the mounts, you know, they do it with the characters, customization, they do it with how the story is. So when they do it the ArenaNet way, it always ends up being better than when they look at others and go, well, maybe we should try and, you know, follow that. So none of these mention, right? None of these mention at all about a release date, okay? And, you know, basically, in this particular article, I talk about one event where they have to like break into like a base, you know, that sort of thing, and that's why they need the siege turtles, because they need that firepower to be able to break down the wall, etc. They don't go into a massive amount of detail because I don't want to spoil it, but it's looking really positive. These early reviews, if you would call them that, preview early reviews, are really sort of lining up with, I guess, at least in my sentiments of how I feel about this game. I think this expansion is going to do gangbusters. I think it's going to be really good. I wanted to do another video about how excited I am about like the new like areas, because part of an MMO, apart from your character and the class or profession that you use, is the world. You know, and we've only seen a tiny fraction of Cantha, right? We've seen a little bit of Xingje, we've seen a little bit of Ekeval, right? We've seen a little bit of the Jade Sea, but we haven't seen Caning Center yet. I want to see Caning Center. I want to see outside in the slum area of Caning Center. I want to see up on the hills that is up into like the northeast area, which is sort of like it's off, you know, northeast from northeast from the entrance, from coming out of the slummish areas, and a lot of the sewer areas from Caning Center up in the northeast, all the hills. I'm so curious to see it. And of course, remember in Guild Wars 1, we actually went all the way down into like subway areas and stuff like that, which was pretty cool. So, and you know how much ArenaNet love their fucking tunnels, right? They do. So this is very encouraging. What I will do, I'll post each of these links in the description for you guys to go check out. You know, they delve into like, you know, the strike missions a little bit. They delve into obviously the fishing, the mount, etc., etc. That looks really cool. That does look really cool, right? So it's interesting. I'm just, you know, the news is so sort of dominated at the moment with maybe not so much. I was actually going to talk about that in another video as well. it doesn't seem as dominated in the news at the moment. Final Fantasy 14 was, right, but it kind of feels like it's not so much at the moment, right? So Ender Dragons might be coming out at a very sort of pivotal time to take a lot of, sort of like get out there and go, hey, this is, that's a damn cool looking skin for Skyscale. I mean, look at this shit. Look at it. Right, look at it. Awesome skin, dude. Right, look at that. Get a little bit of more height. That's so cool. I love it, man. Awesome. So yeah, I have a feeling this is the unfortunate thing, is that like it's gonna do really well, but are they gonna advertise it? They're gonna advertise the game, man. Get your shit out there, right? They really need to get their game out there so people can go, oh my god, Guild Wars 2 is still around. Like, I've seen comments like that, and it's like, yeah, of course it's been around, right? Of course it has. So it'd be interesting, right? But I'm very excited for Ender Dragons. I'm very excited to read these previews. Nothing seems to be glaring in terms of like any negativity. Obviously we'll get more details and stuff, but because the embargo's lifted apparently and these previews or reviews are coming in now, what does that actually mean? Oh, here we go. I'm gonna get myself in trouble now, right? How far off do you think the release date is? Early February? I mean, we are just about to get to the 20th. What's the date today? Oh, it's the 20th today, right? So, that's still at least, under 2 weeks until Feb, right? So what do you reckon? Maybe early February, perhaps? I'm thinking maybe mid-February, and of course if they're sort of like worried about anything, right, then they're gonna be like, pulling it down to probably the end of February. I don't care, to be honest. Like, it's gonna be coming in February and that's fine. I just don't want them to go, oh no, we need more time because we've already had to wait and I'm impatient as fuck, right? So I want Ender Dragons now, but finished now, right? So I don't want it to sort of, I don't want to get a half-baked product, because there's nothing worse, and it leaves a bad taste in the mouth when you get a half-baked MMO on release, whether it's the main game or expansion. Is there something? Oh no, whether it's the main game or an expansion, right? Can I open this? I can't take anything. Oh yes, I can. Cool. I can't because my bags are full, and all this other shit because my bags are full. I gotta go sell stuff, right? So I'll leave it there. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think, and like I said, I'll post each of those links in the description so you guys can go check them out in full. And yeah, catch you next time.